They didn't get any placement points, but they still got 8 points, which is far and above what the average is. So that was good to see. So I want to see them continue to do that kind of same strategy with trying to get the frags they're looking for, but they need to focus on also getting into the late game where the big points they kind of combine with the kills as well.
Frost, your thoughts?
Well, talking about SDK, I would say I want to see more like the execution we saw him doing on the north side outside Zark yesterday. With that setup, they were basically just taking... Is that a sticker I see on Perta's face there? Looks like an SDK sticker. But no, going back to it, I want to see them do more of that kind of execution. It shows that they have been doing their homework. They know what the teams are going to be doing, and they were prepared for it. And that's what you want to see. Go for those traps, get those kills. I don't care if you don't get any placement points, because we're doing the super settings now. Kill points will matter much more. Look in the top there. We got Liquid with 32 kills. They're in the lead, and they only have 1 win. Africa Freaks on 2nd place with 2 wins, but not as many kills. So SCK, if they can continue doing that kind of thing, that's going to be great. And talking about Oath, I want to see them do more like yesterday as well. They were taking the high ground. They were utilizing that. That's something that is really good. They're really good at doing that. But they got to be able to play when they don't have the high ground as well. How are you going to be pushing people? How are you going to be setting up some smart executions, not just standing and shooting everybody below you? And Sonics, of course, they had a rough day yesterday. It's just a mental reset, come back today, and let's see what they got. Because yesterday, I feel like that wasn't the Sonics we knew. It wasn't the Sonics we've seen so far in the tournament. And we all know that they can do better.
Yeah, for Oath, they're wearing their fluorescent shirts today. So I think that they're going to perform better when we've seen them perform well traditionally here at the PGI.S, because it's such a hard, well-fought tradition. Yeah, we've seen them perform better with those fluorescent shirts. So I'm excited to see how that's going to go down. And actually, you know, when you mentioned that there was a sticker on someone's face, or potentially, there was a trend. Yeah, there was a trend for a while in, I think, Southeast Asia esports, where some teams would temporary tattoo their team's logos onto their cheeks and foreheads for a little while when they were at LAN. That's kind of strange, but maybe it's something like that. Who knows?
I think maybe they're going for the kind of the next level and say, okay, so this is a thing, this is possible. So why not go for sponsors now? We will put you on the forehead if you sponsor us. You know, like exposes all that stuff. I think it's great. No, but to kind of hark back onto Sonics, I think yesterday was a humbling experience for them in a way where I think they'll come back with even more bloodlust today and really step up. So I think in a way that was kind of good for them to have that this early in the tournament, because if they continued in the same momentum and the same confidence, they're going to have a bad day and they're going to be like, oh my god, we're just too bad. And then I'd rather have it in the beginning of the tournament rather than later.
Yeah, like 11 kills across 5 games is not the Sonics we've seen in the past week or so, right? Where it will be either a win and 11 kills at the same time, or 11 kills on a 3rd place, or whatever the hell. But Sonics has shown that they are extremely powerful. Froz, if I were to pay you 500 euros to have a temporary transfer of my face for a day of the broadcast, would you do it?
No. 100%.
Okay,
I would not do it.
Isn't 500 not enough? What about 1,000?
Still not enough.
Damn it. All right, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's game number 1 of our weekly final day 2. A huge thank you to Tumi, Zowie, Perrier, as well as Intel for joining us here to get things going. We have 5 games remaining, 5 games to find out who is going to walk away with 25,000. It's Miramar time as we head over to Pansy and Hypoc.
Well, quite the start. Bit of the face-off discussion going on. I don't know what to think about it. I'm thinking about Nicolas Cage now, and was it John Travolta? I don't know. Honestly, it's a bit too early for that. Yeah, God, I dug that out of nowhere. But something I don't need much of a memory for is how good PGI.S has been. Bear in mind, of course, it is presented by Intel, where the gaming happens, and we are live into this, starting towards the southeast, heading all the way up north. Maybe a little kinder circles this time, maybe not. I mean, what are your main takeaways from yesterday?
My main takeaways is that I think you're beginning to believe the Hypoc curse is real.
It's not a curse.
I received a lot of tweets yesterday. I mean, blessing, curse, whichever way you look at it. I just know the players hate me for it. I got some angry tweets yesterday, Lauren.
Look, it ain't about the players, it's about the viewers, right? The viewers loving it.
They love it.
Me,
Yes, there you
loving
go.
it. We love a bit of chaos here. Keeps them on their toes. This whole format is about that ability to adapt, that ability to play PUBG where it's not expected. The traditional way of playing, it's so hard to read, and well, Necro's not gonna be expecting that. Clib just pouring shots away. The M16, she's a cruel gun, but hey, look, if they get the shots to come through, if they're floating down, then it would be fine. But glad we had a little dip in there with Liquid. That performance really kind of rekindled. And there you go. You've got the most boring circle in the world. Well done. But
I mean,
rekindled some hope for Europe for me.
Well, yes. And the thing was that I was trying to think about it yesterday. Other than obviously the game they ended up winning that tough loss to Afrika Freaks down outside the barn compound. There wasn't an awful lot, right? But we look at kind of the previous weeks in PGI.S, and Team Liquid have been very slow to start, right? Once they've started heating up, and historically, the name Liquid in PUBG comes with that kind of feast or famine sort of expectation, right? It's either 16th 0 kills or they're winning games for 15. And it's always sort of returned to that. But the thing for me with Liquid has always been that consistency, right? And now that we've kind of reset in terms of coming back to now kills matter, and obviously consistency is key here. We're not looking for those kind of breakout wins and you can put your feet up. The question now is, how well do Liquid hold on to a lead? Because the other thing is, historically, we've pretty much always seen them chase, right? We've never really seen this Liquid roster or even the previous with K-Mind really kind of pull ahead and maintain that.
Yeah, I'll let you have it. I mean, let's talk about this circle then, because I think it's something that should play well to the likes of Sonics, who honestly super underwhelming for me since we got to this format. I got to see like a glimpse of them right in, when was it, last week's games, and I mean a glimpse just purely because they made it through in mad fashion on game 1.
Yeah,
looked great. I've only ever heard good things about them. The real shot for NA now. This is the team that could really kind of put North America massively on the radar. Now that to me is fantastic, right? I love that, because we've had our European giants, we've had our Chinese giants, we've had the Korean killers out there, but I want that big team from NA now. We've had a couple of good teams for sure, but I want that big name, and I feel like this could be it, but I need to see it obviously come through on the weekend as well as the week. That to me is the kind of balance there. So I'm hoping these guys could be it, but we obviously have to see more of it today. The proof's in the pudding, right? There's not too many ways to look at it. So hopefully, considering the circle, they're right in Picardo, slap bang in the middle. They get the timing right, they get the compound they want, they get a good kind of chunk of it. Outside of that, though, as well, a couple other names that stand out to me. Na'Vi, very quiet game, obviously not in full force this time around, but 5 points is wild to me.
Well, I mean, the other side of that, and we touched on the circles briefly during the cast yesterday, but again, Na'Vi's kind of trademark is that slow edge progressive kind of playstyle, right? Both Los Leones circles, you can write that playstyle out. Like it will not work for you. You come to those late, you're not getting in. It's as simple as, I mean, we have 58 players up in, what was it, circle 4 or 5 or something crazy in one of those Leones games. And then we go to Erangel, and we sort of had similar circles, right? They got set up early for that quarry circle, which was great. I mean, it was a great circle 1 pop for them. They spread wide across quarry, but they couldn't find any early game success, which then, kind of translated to the same problem once again. Once they had to move late, they couldn't clear the space that they needed.
HWin's got to be careful here. There's a lot of TSM in this area. He may not be aware of how many of the teams over this side. Vard's en route as well. Iroh's gotten first contact. HWin, this is a dangerous game you're playing. Now, I've seen HWin, when he's on point, makes it look easy, but then he's playing against Wookie Bookie and Iroh, and already Wookie Bookie's taking the low ground for a little bit of an off angle, which could make it very tricky, and now timing's everything. HWin's felt that pressure. Good choice to back away there, maybe feeling, okay, that's a little too much for me. Couple of tags, nothing too threatening. Gonna get away with his life, at least.
Yeah, mine was ready to come back up. Again, this is a common Sonic spot in a circle like this. Again, a little further east than I'd maybe expect them. It's obviously with the opportunity they had from Picardo to kind of fully center up, and with not a lot of players dropping over to the west side with that circle 1 pop, because the plane was so far east. Obviously, it was a tough stretch for anyone. But I'm intrigued to see them kind of holding on to this side of Picardo. Oath, another team. Again, yesterday, I feel like a lot of the other than SDK in that one game where they're kind of able to successfully set up that camp.
Love that, yeah. On the north side of,
And
you know, towards Zaki. Gorgeous.
You know, the big thing for me was some of the NA teams that performed so well in their region, kind of not maintaining the same play style they had, and whether or not they're reading too much into this is going to be chaos. We've got to analyze every minute detail of what's going on around us. SDK, one of the things they did best last year in NA was converting those bad circle games and just farming kill points. And really, that's something they worked on all year. So it was great to see them bring that to PGI.S yesterday. It's the consistency factor once again.
Now don't get me wrong. I think consistency is a hard thing, but I think for me it's always that you've got to be able to switch into the correct gear considering your surroundings. Can you actually play to get into a good placement position? Or simply is it time to try and frag out? You're in a position that simply will not garner you, unless you go for the mad send at the end, which again, you're playing very low percentages. Switching into that kind of frag out mode, I feel like infantry have been wonderful at that. If
Yes.
let's say the wind's not there, you'll see Boyak just popping off. He'll find the position. Speaking of, already one of them finding hands here. It looks like HWin has been able to draw blood towards TSM. Maybe TSM getting a little too invested here. And Vard's in a bit of a defilade there. Hillside rolling down. It's going to be quite tricky to play into that potentially. And infantry continuing to pop some shots. Now, again, some of these knocks will be quite recoverable. They're all fighting for kind of a posturing for the big compounds, the big areas. Longskirt's definitely seen something over there. He knows something's happened, but Vard's in a bit of an open position.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's an easy cross to get him back up, but, well, Iroh's gone for it, and he's died for it. Nine's gone for a huge punish from afar. You can see how far away Nine is on this. That is some belting shooting, and the flush as well towards Iroh. Infantry with a quick start to this lobby.
And it's actually looking like Vard's probably going to... Oh, actually, Longskirt steals that one away from Sonic. So Infantry going to pick up both kill points. I was about to say Vard probably going to be left to bleed out there. But that's going to feed some information over to the Sonics as well. Yeah, Hansi... Okay, yeah, TSM just getting picked apart right now. That's all the way over from the northeast, actually.
Look, we wanted to talk about, the different teams and how they're performing. TSM, I mean, I think that Zaki position... kind of rekindle some of my excitement for them because, Wookie Bookie's been a star for them coming in, trying to help them out. Oh, actually, hold on. Liquid and Fury are close by. Maybe a nade exchange or two here. I see Jeems with one as well. Clib with some suppressing fire, but that's a dangerous place to be and dips out of the car, but only to be able to catch the nade. Jeems, happy with that as a start. Gonna get a quick flush, I'm sure. No one there to really pressure back. Raspu was down in the compound, so Liquid a really clean start.
Yeah, good setup as well. As soon as those tags come in from Clib, obviously the information relayed back over to Jeems. It kind of gave him a free opportunity. A, to not over peak on that, but just to nade out the Bronco again. Just a second angle, even if it's at distance, to secure that kill. Move. TSM actually, TSM pulling down in, and Afrika Freak's actually going to backfill them up here. So this is problematic for Sonics. I was going to say this is problematic for Sonics, though, right? If they don't read this situation correctly, they didn't see that rotation from TSM. Maybe they're only expecting 2 up on the hilltop.
But let's talk about that 2-2 split the Sonics have gone for. They have east and west of Picardo kind of, I don't say covered, but they're in a pretty wide 2-2 here. I don't mind it necessarily. It's just it can get dicey here. These teams are still trying to hold territory. They're playing to the traditional format where it's, try and take compounds, spread out, try and ensure safety even with hard shifts. I don't mind it. It's dangerous around center circle for me if someone gets desperate and goes for a crash. I don't know if they're up to the fight. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm overly cautious considering we saw a bad day from Sonics, whereas this might be a good day from them.
Well, I mean, again, looking at the circle now, I'm going to fully expect them to try to regroup, hopefully, over towards Shrimsy and Tickleton's position. But the problem being TSM making it into Picardo. We know Furia and Liquid are already to the south as well. That rotation is not necessarily going to be easy if it's left late, but HWin and Mime already going to hop on a 2-seater, so they should manage to slip past Miracoot.
Okay. The only team I think who could do some damage would be like Furia being on the move at the same time.
Yeah.
Liquid maybe. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. And actually, Shrimsy going to keep TSM back, so I's going to be taken away from that. Already seeing the players pulling up. They've made it safely to that compound. In the background, you do have Na'Vi having a little scuffle on the way in, but Na'Vi aren't within the circle yet, if I'm not mistaken. They're still on the outskirts. So they're going to have to fight their way forward, if anything. Now, Triumphant, a little dangerous, but, they've certainly been grabbing my attention during that regular play. Wasn't a highlight team to me. but now sitting pretty decently in the 30s of points, up towards, top 5 territory. Got to be happy with that. That's got to be a decent takeaway here. So Oath, ooh, scary spot.
Well, Peng and Sia are actually two for me standout players. I'm glad the desk mentioned that as well. They look fantastic. Even just some of those
Peng's
scrappy
got
kind
a
of
mullet,
mid-games.
dude. He looks
Yeah.
sick.
Do you know what though? He can pull it off, man. He can pull it
Hey,
off.
it's a vibe these days. Like I spend too much time on TikTok. It's very much in right now. It's a real look. The mullets have come through strong during quarantine, and he's called himself Peng. So I mean, and hearing you
Yeah.
say like Peng every now and then, a very nice like Londony accent, very strong. Peng
That's
Peng.
a late noughties throwback right there.
Hmm. About
Peng,
3
bruv.
people in chat will be like, "Yes, I know
Yep.
this."
Yeah. Oh, Wookie. Oh no. Wookie just collided with a ridge. Raspu there. Actually, Clip gonna steal that away, so that's a feels bad for Raspu. I mean, more of a feels bad for Wookie. They go into the rat spot.
True.
This spot that Miraku's pulled up in is like the. Yeah, we're gonna try and sit here until the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been dead from the start. It looks like as soon as they kind of went in towards it. 4 a.m. gonna have infantry on the way, and infantry are not afraid of a fight. So again, probably err on the side of caution. 4 a.m. They at least have the step towards the circle. They can just kind of fall back in, so they should be safe enough.
You should need infantry actually on the move as well.
Oh, hold on, Hyper.
Oh, what's that? Guys, are you ready? Alt tab right now, guys. Get ready. It's coming. 6BL SFRED B9 Q7. It even has Fred in the middle of it. What are the chances? What are the RNG gods
What
doing
more
to
could
us
you
today?
ask for? Incredible stuff. But yeah, go get your code,
And
guys.
it's gone.
Obviously, get all your points, and it's gone. There you go. If you blink, you miss it. If you're not paying attention, if you aren't 100% dedicated, you do not get those little goodies that come along with it. So anyway,
Shout
we are
out
seeing all
Fred
the
in
teams kind of
chat.
come through. Yeah, if there is one Fred in chat, let me know. Appreciate you. Again, we have to keep eye. Ooh, shoot to kill. This is a scary place to be coming into late. VPK7, Furia, TSM. Sonics, where do you go here? They could crash if they've scouted well enough. Otherwise, this is a risky play. And now the circle has kind of moved back into a more favorable area, and they're losing players. Luke 12's down. I'm not liking this at all.
No, SDK making a mad dash actually past the gas station at Halo at a steady crawl. Not actually taking too much damage. I mean, the vehicle taking a lot more damage than he has. They are going to get a foothold into the compound, but not sure actually if Halo is going to be able to regroup with his. Okay. Kildemo's just like Bambi on ice. Look at him, just skating around. They could actually get pulled up on here. TSG, Shandan on the outside. Jeeb's going to find that one for free on the way in. See ya. I don't know if he's going to look to commit. Look at the minimap here. Just people just driving around. No clue where they want to go here.
Yeah, they look a little lost. James is looking a little low on HP, and they've just lost out on Ibby, but Clips held the line, but a flush comes in. Good nade from Miraku, showing Oath some of that history that we know with this player. Don't give him throwables. But Triumphant, now they're down to 1, and of course, it's our main man, Peng. Let's have a little sit on board. Get up. That's what's our Mexi, but he might just having to play this in the most sneaky way possible. This is going to be hard for him to make much out of once they kind of clear through this. No one else is coming by for now. Maybe Gen G on the outskirts. Yeah, because they aren't in yet. If they see this as a weakness, they could try and dive in. Don't know if it's on their kind of agenda right now, but there's still Peng chilling out. Nade comes in. They pretty good beat on where he is. Playing the outs of the house. Gonna dip back through.
Yeah, I think Clib's actually close enough to hear all these audio cues, so they should have him pretty much pinched inside this 2-story. Again, I don't want to see this draw out because look at the circle right now. They are just outside. So I want Liquid to... Oh, no, he not exactly finds Mexi, and the nade in the hand. Doesn't even matter. He gets flushed out immediately. So Gen G with that third party pulling up on the hillside here. They did manage to steal 1 kill point away from Liquid onto one of the TSG players and then kill them one of Liquid. So just the 2v1 of the compound now.
Oh no, that's... I didn't love that from Mexi. A little tunnel vision, trying to get rid of that player in the compound. However, over here, 4 a.m. making light work of AAA. Jay is fit, all gone. Danko as well. Now we can see Jeems tucked up in this battered house, and Peng's coming alive. He's looking so much more aggressive, but off angles coming in for Gen G, making it harder for him to make the playthrough. Gonna dip around, and he's actually making Liquid work for this. No easy clear out. Peng is not going down without a fight. At this point, he's still buying time.
Oh my god, he actually nearly got an angle on Jeems there, but Clib, luckily, a safety blanket in the back. Now, this circle could go funky and pull south again here. Obviously, those rocks.
It should.
Okay,
Rocks.
there we go. Yeah, it didn't pull all the way off it, but again, that was why we see the situation we got down here. So many teams stacked up on the south side. Again, crazy things have happened before. We could never fully rely on it pulling away from where it should, but
No,
a lot of these teams
true.
read this situation well. But again, there's not an awful lot to play for here. There's, what, 3 teams scattered across the south side,
Now-
and they got to find safety.
Now, on that point, if Shoot to Kill predicted this or kind of considered it being an option and they saw a potentially crashable compound, their risky maneuver that lost them Luke might have got them an incredibly strong compound. Now, it looks like Gen G were heading that way but decided to opt for the shack instead. But yeah, again, Shoot to Kill, it goes from a high risk, I guess high risk, high reward. And at the moment, they've got that reward. So good for them. Virtus Pro, not too badly situated either. FaZe in the south. I'm looking at the likes of Liquid, a Freak of Freaks, Sonics as well. Should be okay. 4 AM, Infantry and Na'Vi. Na'Vi have a way in. Most teams have a way in, but some might be a little bit more volatile than others.
Gen G now, I mean, they're going to be the ones kind of scrapping for something to play. Balfrost's actually going to find Clib there. You can see on the X-ray, trying to reposition in the vehicle. The Liquid's problems continue now, and actually, Gen G going to respond onto Oath a little bit. This is a really tricky spot for Oath. They need to try and relieve some of this pressure from Gen G. Loki's already pulled away to the west. I'm sorry, slightly up to the northwest, but this is Relo and Pack Caps essentially in a 2v3 with the rest of Gen G. Oh, did he catch a head?
Should have seen that little pixel. He does, even if he wasn't fully aware of how much he'd seen. Noting the player across the road as well. A little underhand nade to deny any quick push towards, maybe even get a flush. But there are shots from behind, so Oath's got a bit of a time limit on this. Furia is definitely going to have some vision. Jeems is even the one to find
from the blue
angle there, really threading the needle. And Jeems is way out in the blue. A Freak of Freaks on the move as well. They're going to have to come past this way. Belfrost and Snakers are in a little bit of trouble now. They're going to be in a battle with the Freak of Freaks. And even if they didn't mean it, they're going to be kind of forced into this scenario. A cat's found. Oh my god!
No
it was
way.
so easy for them. So easy for a Freak of Freaks. They made that look comfy, quick, no problem. We'll roll in. You guys can roll out to the lobby.
They read the situation so well. Again, the two split, sorry, from Oath really was their demise there. Gen G get all 4 back on their feet as well. PO will find a knock onto Hikari in response, but I'm not sure how much. Actually, yeah, Hikari is the one that was split away from the rest of Africa Freak, so looking like he's going to be left to bleed out, unfortunately. They are trying to smoke over towards him, actually, so I'll be surprised if they go for this. Well, I mean, Circle's popping out, so they maybe have a 15-20 second window where they can go, yeah, okay, maybe. The Circle is a little favorable towards their side.
Okay. And in the past, we do know that it tends to move away from rocks, even mostly those are obviously inaccessible, the taller ones. But actually, hold on, Besto's just been shot through by the 24. Gen G still holding the plateau of the road. They're actually quite, I don't want to say safe, they're not safe, but they're actually somewhat not under pressure right now, which is pretty good news for them. Eyes on towards Jeems. I think he's still healing off in the blue. That's going to be kind of his fate at this point. But looking at the circle, so Virtus Pro, K7, Shoot to Kill, 4 AM, and I don't know, potentially FaZe. If they kind of shuffle through, they should be in. Na'Vi have a horrible run in front of them. I'm a bit worried about Na'Vi's approach. Infantry as well. It's just down the rocks, and then even then you're not quite in, and you've got 2 other teams trying to come your way. Gen G can kind of shuffle forward, but yeah, these guys are going to have a really hard course to run.
Yeah, this is the problem. If you try and play a spot like this to try to make use of the high ground there, once it pulls away, I mean, everybody else that's been forced into the circle, they have nothing else to shoot at. They can just tunnel onto this position. Infantry, problem is, I didn't see any vehicles at the bottom of the rocks there either. So it makes it even worse for them. Even worse for them.
Again, we wait with somewhat bated breath to see the various moves. Jeems is resilient. Look at this brave man, living out in the blue. Mad amounts of meds. I just don't know how he's got so. I guess there's a lot of death boxes around, and he just sees Gen G there. It's not a pretty sight. Furia now going to be cresting the hill. Now the timing could be terrible here, actually. Oh, Sonics might just get away with it. Let's see if the timing's right in the end. H-Twins definitely spotted. What? No, he hasn't seen it. Oh, no. This is a disaster in the making. Sonic's in a bad spot here. Shrimzy's going to fall for it. And now the rest of Sonics, do you turn and fight, or do you try and just continue forward? It looks like Tiggleton turned and fought, as Raspu's only found death at the other side. Infantry are now just everyone. Eyes turned towards them, silhouetting on those hillsides. There's no easy way down. That's the brutality of this circle. But now look towards Na'Vi. They're the next ones with an option here as well. Jeems just desperate to heal. He's got 4 more meds. He's cracking on. Look at this boy go. He's a wizard. Harry. Gen G, though, will be starting to pile up a little bit, bring those vehicles forward. FaZe already moved up. Na'Vi looking like they're going for the western side instead. Virtus Pro putting some of their attention towards 4 a.m. in the east.
Teams could actually be a thorn in the side here for Gen G, because you can see actually one member just pulled away. It leaves Loki over at the shack, and James has caught wind of it. He's caught line of sight there. Gen G are going to have no clue that somebody could survive in the blue outside this long, but hold that thought. Furia actually getting into a Africa freaks out of the compound here.
Yeah, Mime's there too, I think, and this has been a bit of a torrid battle. It looks like there was actually James got caught then. I actually don't know who by, because the kill feed gets cut off for some reason with that. Was that Pio looking that way? They look that late? They must be keeping such good track of stuff. If they're that aware of it still, brilliant. Now, a name we haven't said too much about because they've been quietly working away is FaZe. And, well, we heard it from them themselves. FaZe clearly not happy with the performance. I don't think many people were. But, obviously, at the helm of it, a very, I guess, front-facing member, of course, of FaZe. They'd like to do this, but it would take taking down Na'Vi. Now, you know, Na'Vi may not be at their strength at the moment, but Senya's still a strong IGL. Besto's still a deadly player. You've got a lot of firepower with very little options about to come your way. We are seeing Shoot to Kill and Gen G having a little bit of a scrap, and we're going to see Gen G pulling up here. That's why there's a scrap going on. Uncivil trying to keep the gates safe. Mollies go out preemptively. Really nice work. And look at the state of Gen G. No helmet. Best is broken. Esther trying to get up onto the roof. Maybe a good move, but vulnerability for sure. But getting away from these vehicles might be option number 1.
Yeah, that nade actually did a lot of damage to Pio, but Esther managed to reset a little bit. There you go. Kurt's actually going to find Pio with that follow-up nade now. That might be the green light for SDK to come out and clear the edge of their building. The rest of Gen G, a little bit staggered back. Loki's still drifting over along the road. Look at this. Loki does try and peek out, but not enough damage there really for one of his teammates to capitalize on it.
This is in a tricky spot to play against if they've not heard it. Now, a knock came towards 80. I didn't see a flush, so FaZe could be able to get themselves back together with a decent enough amount of time, which I think they have. They don't have any direct threats right now. And OK7 might be considering something. Maybe a cautionary nade could be thrown, but that would take moving out of their quite safe compound. Now, Loki's fallen off this. He's tried to back away a little, but merely to his own detriment as he is now out of the circle. But there is obviously a imposter among us. We do have Esther up on the roof looking for a vent. That's an old meme. Esther still, geared up on level 1s. I mean, he's not in a pretty position, but maybe he can just kind of live on the side of Shoot to Kill for now.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sonics actually managed to rack up some kills. They are effectively the victors of that north and eastern side of the circle. Got themselves up to 5 kills already. Decent spot, but I mean, depending on this next pop, they're not going to have an awful lot to move into. And if SDK and Gen G, well, I say Gen G, Esther really can coexist to that compound any longer. What? They got the knock on there. They're pulling up.
Okay, but Savior is being anything but for FaZe, but he's keeping his team safe. FaZe are shredded. Oh no. Oh no. They had 4 alive.
Yeah, I mean, circle pulls away from them and they get the knock, and I guess they decide to just pin it, but Savior's position, not checked upon, as you said, will be their downfall. Sonic's on the move now. Looks like They're pulling back up to the north now to try and contest Batulins.
Now, VP, we haven't
sneaky
been able to
man.
talk about them much either, but as said, not at full strength, but Batulins, his in-game leadership, has been something in Europe that's caught our attention. But it's been hard to see this working out for them here. Maybe this game could be the opportunity. We have 4 teams remaining. Sonics are somehow still in this. They have been in so many fights, so many scraps, and they still have 3 alive. Much better performance than just yesterday. Now, shoot to kill, 3 alive. Great positioning, big rotations. K7 dealt with FaZe easily. And VIRTUS with 4 and a lot of land on their side. Now, yes, the next circle could be an issue for them, but for now, they control the north very happily. Sonics, though, they are using very little to try and keep them alive.
Look at SDK. Like a firing squad out on the ridge here, trying to punish it, Sonics. And actually, Mime's going to fall here. Alo lands that last SLR shot. Don't know if he's going to be able to get the flush on it, but the time is ticking away for SDK. Their position they're in right now to try. That nade is huge. It's going to flush one out. It's going to knock Tiggleton as well. The follow-up's coming through now, and that should be an opening for SDK to maybe rotate a little bit further. He's went down to a lick of life now. Tiggleton going to bleed. VIRTUS will punish that knock onto Sonics. SDK on the move now, look.
Time to move up, take that territory if they can, but I don't know if they can. Looking at the position the VIRTUS hold, they will potentially have vision if they crest over. Batulin, Spyro! Oh, welcome to VIRTUS. This is the roll it back to the Northern Lights look at this point. VIRTUS are a scary team. They're in 4... Oh my god, that car.
Oh! What?
Somebody get a doctor. I don't think he's okay.
Can he stay
Okay, H-Win? Yeah, just stay there, bud. Just stay there. Okay, VIRTUS clearing up the lobby. They're on 12 kills. I thought that, you know, Liquid Win looked good. This looks substantially better, and Spyro is banging out shots. We're down to 3 teams now. VIRTUS still with 4, K7 with 3, and the vehicle man combination, the new hood ornament for Sonics. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to work for H-Win, but he's going to make a damn good go of it. Now, the circle could be the biggest problem. Potentially. Now, the circle could be the biggest problem for VIRTUS here. Look at that open ground, and look how much cover K7 has to work with, and they only have to shuffle a little to that circle.
The thing is that VP were one of the... I was going to say, VP got the kill onto K7, so they know they're 3. They still know H-Win's up here. If they hadn't kept track of the kill feed, you can see Lou now trying to cruise past with the Groza. It's just a matter of time for H-Win. I don't even know if he can fight back. Oh no. Did he just drop a nade?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Oh no, VIRTUS about to swarm him. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Stepcar, what are you doing? VIRTUS though, do sweep through on the eastern side. K7 now. The problem becomes the VIRTUS got proactive, but I'm liking what Batulins was trying to do there, but he has fallen for that. So now K7 going to try and progress forward. They're going to try and step into this, but Lou's having absolutely nothing. Look at these shots coming out from these boys. VIRTUS what have they done to start their day? Because I want some of that. That is unbelievable. Spyro's aim has been unfathomable. Heroes wants a bit of the action. Batulin's leading from the front lines. And now just 1 stands for K7. Welcome to the lobby, Europe. Oh my, VIRTUS Now, it feels like a matter of time. That tree can only keep you so safe unless something wild can happen. And I think we have found our answer. Spyro, 5 bullets. He's poured everything into this game. Flashes galore. Lose there. This is all but over. VIRTUS what a way to start